Good afternoon. I'm happy to be here again. My name is Marawa Nobanjo, and it's good to be here. And I'm excited. This is section six of our conference. We still have about 21 more sessions to go because we have total of 27 speakers coming to speak in this virtual empowerment conference. And as you all know, we have our speaker in our midst already, and he's set to lead us on how to create Facebook and Instagram ad. And it's set and it's ready. Please, Mr. Temitayo, bring up your face so that people can see your face before we just commence the class, because it's your screen that is showing at the moment. Okay. Let them just see your face before we dive into the class.
Yes, my face is here already.
Okay,
Okay. I should,
okay. That is good.
yeah.
Okay, that is Mr. Tella. I call him Coach Tella. Okay, so you can call him Coach Tella, Temitayo Rahamon, or just go by Coach Tella. So I've known him for a while now, and I must converse to. He's one of the digital marketer that is really doing great works on over the internet in digital space in our side here in Nigeria. And Coach Tella, we are excited to have you on our platform today. And your session is session 6 in this virtual empowerment conference. And we look forward to use this conference to empower people, at least 5,000 people globally. That is our aim with this conference. And we have held 5 sessions, and this is 6 session. Why do we brought up this conference? We brought up this conference because we discovered that people need solution, not just information. Okay, we are in the era of information in the past, but people don't just need information, and they need solution that can solve their problems. And we believe that one of the issues that people are encountering over the internet is how to get more visibility. And when it comes to how to get more visibility, we have organic way and we have paid way. So one of the paid way that is to pay your way in is through adverts, the Facebook ad, Instagram ad, Twitter ad, YouTube ad, Google ad, AdMob, and the rest of them. And Coach Stella is here today, and he's going to be taking us on how we can go about creating Facebook and Instagram ad that will generate results that we need. So, Mr. Tella, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you. And you?
I'm doing good too. I'm doing good. Thank you for honoring our invitation.
Eh, Thanks for having me too.
You are welcome. But before we move
Yeah.
go into your session properly, can you tell us one or two things about you, why you decided to go into online business, things like that?
Okay. Well, I started off business early in life. I started off early, and after my first degree, I went into business straight, which I still run the fashion business till now.
Okay.
My fashion business metamorphosed fast. We grew fast, but we're not yet where we want to be. And in the course of growing, the practical experience I had was to use online means to get my clients or customers, as the case may be. And using online means has been through Facebook and Instagram. Or should I say we started with Facebook? Facebook, BlackBerry, then we moved into WhatsApp, then Instagram, and all of that.
Okay.
So Facebook was my first love, and it's still my first love. I
Okay.
used Facebook over time to grow that fashion business. And
Okay.
then when I saw that it was really working for me, I then thought it out that there are other business people like me who would need this service. Then
Okay.
I moved into running a digital marketing business to also render digital marketing solutions for other business persons like me.
That is awesome. And how was the journey so far? The ups and downs, what you have learned so far in the system? What would you like to say?
Well,
Is the journey
the
awesome?
journey has been smooth. To be candid, it has been smooth.
Okay.
As we speak, I have thousands of contacts on my phone that receive my brand messages, let's say per week,
Okay.
and it assists you to understand that you can approach your business from another angle of expertise without fear. When you know that you are not playing fluke, you are not just doing trials. You've overcome a period where you know what you're doing, and it's almost like a science. Do this, you will get that. Then you should know that yes, you are enjoying what you're doing and you're doing the right thing, really. So that's been the experience. It's been good. Without social media or online media, I would have been nothing today. That is I should just put it as plain as that. The social media platforms, online media platforms made me who I am today. And all I needed to do was to take that decision to use the platforms. That's all.
That is
And by using the platforms, it became a product for me to also sell to others. So that was it.
okay. That is good. And it seems you have almost the same journey. Your journey is almost the same, similar with most of us in the systems too. Because it was because earlier on I told you that I'm into printing and publishing. It was because of my own printing and publishing business too that I decided to go and learn more about how I can make sales online. And in the process too, I also discovered digital marketing, and I started doing my research how it can benefit my business. And to God be the glory, I've been able to convert digital printing into an e-commerce business online. And here we are again. This is another virtual platform that we have that we use to empower people. So what I'm going to do now, without wasting much of our time, I'm going to leave you behind. I'm going to be behind the scene. I have my jotter here. All the speakers that have been there, I've been putting one or two things down. So your session will not be exclusive. So I'm going to be putting some things down while I allow you to do your section. So I'm behind the scene here, sir. So the platform is over to you, sir.
Thank you so much once again. And I welcome all the participants and viewers from all over the world. Whatever the time it is in your area, I wish you a good day, and I hope you follow through. So, talking about Facebook and Instagram advertising, it is a whole lot of science that have come to be. And anyone who has in mind the possibility of scaling, the possibility of reaching his or her marketing and sales goals, need to take social media, Facebook and Instagram advertising seriously. So I'll be diving into the practicals. We all know why online media is one of the most performing advertising platforms for now. It is the most competitive, it is affordable, it gives the best result, it is measurable, it's easy to get done. It's a level playing ground for all types of businesses, big, small, large, new, old. So that is why we need to use social media marketing. If you have not used it for once, you are doing yourself a disservice. If you are scared, then possibly you wouldn't drive a car. You wouldn't adopt new technologies. So going straight to the practicals on how to run adverts on Facebook, for example, and I want to wish you a good journey with me. We're making it a short session so that we can end as fast as we can, but I'll be going so explicit. I'll be showing you everything step by step as we go on. So when you want to run ads on Facebook, you you come to the ads manager session on Facebook. That's you visit facebook.com/ads manager so that I can create your own ads. So you can see this account right now. This account right now has some ads on it that's been running. So when you get to this platform, you see this green button that shows create. So with this green button, you start your journey into creating adverts on their Facebook and Instagram. So when you click create, you can do a couple of things with Facebook advertising. You can do a couple of things. Then you choose your objective. There are different things you can do. You can create awareness, consideration, or conversion. Depends on what you want to do. But going straight to the use of an example, brand awareness. That's if you're a new business or you've never used online or Facebook advertising before and you want to make people know about your brand, you click what you want to do. Objective is the first thing you deal with when reaching out to your brand so that the computer, the technology in Facebook can know how to optimize your ad, know how to relate your ad to prospects. So you click what you want to do, brand awareness, you come down to this arrow here and name your ad. The reason why you're naming your ad is because you can have more than one ad running at a time, so I can be able to identify them. So you name your ad, let's say EXY, you can name it anything. You can name it anything depending on the type of ad you are running. It can be based on location, it can be based on products, it can be based on the season. Maybe you are running a Ramadan promo, it can be a new month promo, it can be anything. So just name your ad. Then you click continue. So it takes you to the next page. It takes you to the next page. There's pretty nothing much to do here. There's really not much to do here. Just go to the next page. This is where the real work starts. Here, what I mean by real work is that this is where you pick how much you want to spend on your adverts. You pick your audience. You pick the dates. You pick your placement. You do your target marketing here and all of that. So now, on this page, a budget. You can run ads on Facebook or Instagram for at least $1 per day. Remember, we said it is affordable. $1 per day is what you can spend at least minimum. However, for some type of ads, you need to spend more than $1 per day. For traffic, for conversion, for lead generation, for messaging ads, you spend more than $1 per day. So I can have, even sometimes the ad needs to run when they are when it is more than $1. If it is less than, about $1, they won't even run your ad. They'll just say approved and the ad will not run. You get so. These are part of the nuggets you gain for joining this class. So budget, because it's brand awareness and it is cheaper. At least $1. So let's try $1. $1 cannot be. Let's see what the platform recognizes as $1. So the system recognizes about 409 naira as $1. Have a look again. So 409.84. So just say 410 or more. So it's in now. So at least as low as $1 per day. So also your account can be either in naira or in dollars. If your account is in naira, you put the dollar equivalent just like this account. If your other account is in dollars, you put it as $1. You get. Then you look at your schedule. When do you want to start the ad? When do you want it to end? So you come here, start date. When you click, you can pick a future date, or you start immediately. So let's assume you want your ad to run on a future date. You pick the date and pick the time. 2:20 p.m. on May 13th. Then you can pick an end date. Also an end date, because your ad must run for at least 24 hours as well. Then you also set your end date to 24 hours after your ad must have started. So you set your time as well. So that's for your dates. Then you come here, your audience. Your audience is much more of a strategy than using technology, because with technology here, this platform is garbage in, garbage out. It is whatever you give into it that is going to give back to you. So you need to understand your market, understand your target audience, understand who needs your product, those who need your product, and those who can afford it. There are lots of other things you will look into before we decide on who our target audience are. Let me give you an example. Let me give you a product. You run a school. For example. Your target audience, who are those who uses your service? You say kids or pupils, those who are students. But in the real sense, those are not your target audience. Your target audience are the parents of these kids, because they are the one who take the buying decision for the kids. So you need to understand your product. If you don't understand your product, it might lead that you'll be sending your brand messages to the wrong target audience. So if you're a contractor and you need to send in run ads to a company, who should be seeing your ad in that company? It should be those who have authorization, who have the power to pick your brand, to authorize that you should be hired or your products should be bought. These are the people your ad should be showing to. There are lots of parameters you look at before you pick your kind of target audience. So now let's assume you understand what your target audience is or who they are, and you want to use technology now to get them. So this is where you come to and you point at them. You pick them. You pick them based on their characteristics, and as Facebook has elaborated enough for us. So we go to location from your audience. You know, a couple of things, like I said, age, sex, location, workplace, marital status, age, lots of other things, cycle. Your workplace, your location, the kind of phone you're using, the kind of browser you're using on your phone, lots of things. You'll be amazed when we go get there now. And you see why some of us, we don't do very well. And those of us who are new, you can see the opportunities that are behind, that is available for you to tap into so that you can target your audience well. So location first, let's do location. Let's automatically, this comes as Nigeria because you're in Nigeria. So let's remove Nigeria. Let's use some kind of location in Lagos. Let's say Ebute Metta. Let's see. So there's Ebute Metta, Lagos State, Nigeria. There's Ebute Ikorodu, Lagos State. There's Ebute Lekki, Lagos State. There are lots of different other Ebutes that we have in Nigeria. So this is just to show you that you can target people as deep as their neighborhood, their local government, their states, their cities, their countries. This is just to show you as an example. So let's say your target audience are in Lagos. You pick Lagos. Lagos, Nigeria as a state. Then because, you need to become a professional, a strategist in what you're doing. Like I said, advertising is much more of psychology, strategy than technology. Because if you don't know what you're putting into technology, you just going to get it wrong. So for you who wants to run ad on Facebook, after understanding your target audience, you need to know where they are, that's location. And it is in the understanding of your target audience that will inform you of the other things you use in targeting them. So what age range are they? What age range are your prospects? There is nothing like everybody, I sell to everybody. There's nothing like every company. There's nothing like that because there are no two types of people and there are no two types of businesses. So your own brand, even if it's fashion you're doing, your own brand will be speaking to a particular type of people, and those people are those you show your ads to. So what age range, let's say fashion, just like I mentioned, what age range are those you need to sell to? Depending on your product. For me, I sell to working class people because my products are not cheap, and we focus on men. So I pick gender men. Also, as a strategy, you can have more than one type of audience. Reason being that so that you can get the best results, and also optimization can be easily done with your ads. For example, I can create this audience, I save it, then when I want to create another ad, I create another audience similar. Now I focus on men, I use men. You can see the age range is 30 years and above. If I want to be very strict, I can say 30 to 50 years. Most of the people in Nigeria that are out of paid employment, most of them have issues with finances, and they are less concerned about what they wear at that point. But those who are in the working class section, of their life, they spend money very well on fashion. They are much interested on how they look. You can see how I've thought that out as a strategy. Then you pick another business as well. If you are selling real estate, let's, for example, Who are those who are likely to buy real estate? These are working class people as well. Also, you can also add anybody who is married. A man who is married has in his mind, I want to buy a car, has in his mind, I want to buy a land, wants to build a house. So that is a typical example of how you think through about your target audience. So the other things you look at here when we do detailed targeting, there are three levels. When you click browse on this session under detailed targeting, there are three things you can use to further target your audience. It is called demographics, interest and behaviors, demographics, interest and behaviors. These are what you can use further to target the audience. So demographics, people's education, people's financial status, however, is not applicable to Nigeria because we can't stratify well here in Nigeria. People's life events, if people are parents, the relationship, where people work. Let's look at education. Education has much more level. The school, the education level, the field of study, undergrad years. That is applicable to those who are selling education products. Secondly, financial. Like I told you, income is not relevant for Nigeria, but for places where you can stratify, US specifically, and US, you can use this very well. Life events. I mentioned anniversary. I mentioned those who are married, those who are away from home, those who are away from their family, people's birthdays, those who have their anniversaries in 30 days, in 31 to 60 days, people who are away from their hometown, people who have their birthdays, you can target them. If your product has to do with birthdays, with cakes and the likes, you can use friends of men who have their birthdays in 7 days, in a month, friends of people who recently moved, friends of women with birthdays, friends of people who are newly engaged, friends of people who are newlyweds. So it depends on the strategy you want to use. For example, I could run an ad for my fashion item and target women. You get, when I target women, and I'll tell them that they are the birthdays of their husbands. I'll target women and pick friends of men who have their birthday in 30 days. Then the messaging will be that their husband birthday is in 1 month. They should buy clothes for their husband as birthday gift. You can see that strategy. That is not Facebook. That is you using Facebook well. So that's life events. Parents. We spoke about school the other time. There are different types of parents here that you can pick. The one that is applicable to your product is what you pick. You know. Also, relationship. If your product has something to do with people's relationship status, you pick here. Remember, I said I was going to target wives, so I need to pick those who are married. Pick who are married. I can also pick those who are engaged. Then I use sex as women and say they should buy clothes for their spouse or for their husbands, as a birthday gift. After that, we have work as well, based on people's employers, based on the industries, based on job titles as well. So if you have a product that is exclusively for administrative services, you click this. It is those who are in this industry that will see your ad. That is what it is about work. That's all for demographics. If you want to target people based on their interests, you have a magazine, a business magazine, you come here. You have a fashion magazine, you come here. You have a business that is used for, you have, what they call it, a gym. You have a gym, you come here. You have a blog on fashion and shopping, you come here. Pretty much interest is a second level way of targeting when your product is not really in the first level of Maslow's laws of needs. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So on the third one is behaviors. Anniversary is here under behaviors again. So those who have the anniversaries in 61 to 90 days, you have the consumer classification is people who prefer high value goods in countries all around the world, you know. So, but we don't have Nigeria here, so you can ignore anniversary. I mean consumer classification because Nigeria it's not applicable to Nigeria. Another one is digital activities. Digital activities, yeah, I mentioned earlier, operating system used. If you have a product that needs a certain type of operating system to be used, you click it. So here you can use those who are using Facebook accessing Facebook based on their Windows 10, Windows 10. So we use, you click this. If you have a product that has something to do with Canvas gaming, yes, okay, it's all right. So they're not interfering with me. I hope my voice is clear enough. Okay, good. So let's just move. So also, if you need to target those who have used Facebook payments, for some countries we have Facebook payments platforms, and it's available for use. If your product has to do with something like that, you use this. Remember, all this I'm showing you is dependent on your product specifically, and also your target audience specifically for that product, and also the strategy you have chosen to use for that advertising at that time. So for fashion now, I don't need anything around Facebook payments, operating system used, Canvas gaming. I don't need it. It doesn't have anything to do with my product. You get, but if it has something to do with your product, you use it. Then um, Facebook access based on devices here, older devices and operating systems. It is dependent on your product. If your product, if it doesn't have anything to do with your product, you don't use it. Now, Facebook page admins, you can target Facebook page admins as well. You can target Facebook page admins. A lot of digital marketers use this a lot because Facebook admins are those who are in business. I mean, there are those who have business pages on Facebook. So depending on the type of Facebook page admins you want to target, business page admins, community, general Facebook page admins, business, food, health, and the likes. So it depends on the one you want to target for your strategy for your product at the time. So then under digital activities, we also have internet browser used. Internet browser used. So if your product has something to do with the internet browser that people use, you use this to target them. A typical example, if you have a software that you want to sell and you want to sell it via Facebook or Instagram, you know, via Facebook or Instagram, you come here, and if your product or your software needs to use a particular type of browser, whether it's Chrome, Firefox, whatever, you use this to pick. Because if your product can only work on Chrome, why will you be showing your advert to those using Opera Mini? So just go directly and show your adverts to those who use Chrome to browse, so that when they buy your product, it'll be a smooth ride. Then after internet browser use, we have operating system use as well, just the same thing. Then there are small business owners. There is technology early adopters as well. So that's all we have under digital activities. After digital activities, we have experts. Experts, those who lived formerly in Brazil, family of those who live abroad, who presently, friends of those who live abroad, people who have lived in Argentina, they are formerly experts in Argentina. So we have several countries. You can see, depending on your target audience, don't forget, several countries. You also have how to target those who live abroad as well. Then you can also target mobile device users depending on their brand. Like I mentioned, it is dependent on your product. You can also target people based on the connection they are using, whether it's 2G, 3G, or 4G, or even Wi-Fi. All this is dependent on your product. All this, for example, does not apply to someone who wants to sell real estate, or someone wants to sell phones, or someone wants to sell fashion. So smartphone users, mobile device users, and their time that is spent on the device. I mean, they've been using the device. So it is also dependent on your product. We also have more categories. These more categories is for API developers and those who want to create online events, or even physical events. But most of the time it's used for Facebook events. Then after, we have politics, and unfortunately, this is also limited to the US politics, because here in Nigeria, someone can sleep to today as an APC member and wake up tomorrow as a PDP member. So we can't stratify that also. So this is applicable to only the US, where we have three major blocks: conservative, the liberal, and the moderate. That's for politics. Also, we have purchase behavior. Purchase behavior, engage shoppers. These are guys who have been clicking adverts and been buying through Facebook or Instagram advertising. Then people will talk about soccer a lot. People talk about soccer, friends of soccer fans, those who post about soccer a lot, or those who post moderate content about soccer. You can use this to target them. Remember, it is also dependent on your product. Travel, commuters, frequent travelers, frequent international travelers, those who just returned from travels, those who just 1 week ago and 2 weeks ago. Those are how we can target our audience based on their behaviors, based on their interests, and based on their demographics. So that's how we go detailed on our adverts, targeting to be precise. So after that, we save the audience. Why are you saving the audience? You are saving it so that the next time, you want to run an ad to this same type of audience, you don't go start from the beginning and start doing all the same thing that we did from the beginning. You just go and check out your saved audience and pick the one you want to send the ad to. So we said EXY, so we can add Lagos to it. For no, I mean, just name it. Then you click save. Once you click save, you save the audience. That's it. Then you come to placement. Here, placement means where do you want the ad to be placed? Do you get? So this is where you can choose whether you want it to be on Facebook or on Instagram or on both or on some other placements available for that Facebook can show your ads. A typical example is it on the feeds, is it on stories, is it in Messenger and other platforms that are available for the delivery system of Facebook. So this is automatic. Automatic is always recommended so that it can work well and can go far and wide. But sometimes based on your strategy, you might just want it to show maybe only on Facebook or only on Instagram. And you might also be limited if you are going to use a content that has a video that is more than 1 minute, a video that is, or a set of photos that are more than what Instagram can take. So let's look at what manual placement is for us. Manual placement. So with manual placement, you can now pick where you want it to show. So here now, if you don't want it to show on Instagram, you click it out. Your ad won't show on Instagram. If you want it to show on Instagram and not on Facebook, you click out Facebook. So if you don't want it to show on Messenger, it's just the same thing. Just click out where you don't want it to show, and it won't show there. So that's how to deal with placements. That's how to deal with placement. But most of the time, you would be using automatic placement. But it's dependent on you, what you want to sell, your strategy at the time, you know. So after that, you click next. This is where you pick the page you want to run the ads on. A typical example is by the time you might have on one page, 2 pages, you know, having your admin to so many businesses. So you need to come here and pick if the Facebook page you want the ad to run on. So this is under identity here. You click which you want to pick. So your set of pages that you are an admin to will show. Then you click one where you want the ad to run on. So your identity, you must have connected your Instagram to your Facebook page. So this is what happens really. Ideally, you see your Facebook and your Instagram account there. Then you come to your ad setup. Your ad setup is where you set up the content of your ad, what you want to show out there to people. And here you can pick whether it's a single image or a video or a carousel. A carousel is a set of 2 or more scrollable images of videos. So an example single image. So this is the image on the page, and this is the primary text on the page. Yeah. So if you want to change the primary text, you can click this, you change it and type in what you want. You know, you type in what you want. If you also want to change the image of what you want to send out as your advert, you click edit, click change media. Then it tells you to change, upload new if you don't have it in your account before. You click this upload button. Once you click the upload button, it opens your computer. It opens your computer to you. So from there, you can upload an image here and use. Or if you have that image in your other account before, you can pick from any of the places here. You can pick from any of the places here, or you come to Instagram images, you can pick. You can also pick from your page as well, Facebook page, Instagram page, your ad account, or you upload from your computer. So either of these is how you can add image to your advert. So after adding image to your advert, and you have put in your primary text, you know, you have put in your primary text here as an example. You can also add your website to your advert if you have a website that you want people to visit possibly and check out what you do or make a sale. You can click this. Once you click this, you fill it here, you know, put in your website URL, and that will be it. But if you don't have a website, you leave it blank, you know, and proceed with what you're doing. So the right hand here, you see what you are putting in your text, your image, you'll be showing here on your right hand side, and you'll be shown how it will look like on stories, how it will look like on feeds. You know, you can see the ads, how it look like on different platforms of Facebook and Instagram, in articles, in search. You know, this is saying it's not going to show in audience networks on stream videos. Here it's saying it's not going to show on stream videos on Instagram or Facebook. But here it's going to show on stories. You know, Instagram stories is going to show, Facebook stories and Messenger stories is going to show. And here is Facebook news feed, the Instagram news feed, the marketplace news feed, Instagram Explore, and Facebook video feeds. So with that, we've come to the end of how to set up Facebook ads or Instagram ads, as the case may be. But never forget, after you do all of this, you click publish. There's a green button in the down right hand corner. You click publish. Then when you click publish, and it is a new account that you've not used it to run ads before, it pops up if you are using a Naira account that you should set up your payment platform. They need to get payment for the run your ad. But for dollars, you need to run the ad and they charge you over time. So you put in your credit card or your debit card, your ATM here in Nigeria, for example, you put in your ATM, and your ATM must have been allowed by your bank to be able to do online transactions and pay over the internet. So they need to activate that part of your ATM. I'm pretty sure First Bank, Wema Bank, GTB, they allow this easily. However, if I'm to advise you, the best to use in all of this for me is First Bank, followed by GTB. Wema Bank charge you a lot. They charge you extra for using their cards. I don't know why theirs is like that. Other platforms, it is free. At least First Bank, I'm very sure of. I've been using that for almost 10 years and they've never failed me for once. So that is how we run Facebook ads. Then never forget, it's much more about strategy. Yes, most of us, we don't have problems with production. We can produce. I mean, we have the product or service present. Really, is how to get it sold to turn that value into money for us. That comes out as a challenge over the time. Then this is now a solution to market well, then achieve good sales. So this is how we get it done over the years. Thank you so much for having me, Mayowa. Yes, first, there are lots of issues that can come up with using these platforms. We are in a serious time where Facebook yank people off their platforms because of so many reasons. Well, I'm not trying to advertise, but I hold trainings on how to get some of these issues solved, um, vis-a-vis other trainings I render. However, for cards, to be specific, is that your card is not allowed to, because your bank has not allowed your card to be used for such a payment, you know, or you don't have money in that card. That is why it's not going. Or you have not verified your ID even to Facebook. That's why they restricted you from running ads. So pretty much that is the solution to these things.
Any criteria can mean that can lead to being for any credit card being banned from using on Facebook.
Yes, yes.
So okay, so I think that solved out the whole problem. Okay, now before we wrap up the class, what are the stumbling block that someone should pay attention to anytime they are trying to create Facebook or Instagram ad?
Well, first, you should have a good content you want to push out there. And contents can come in different forms. I mean, the best for now is video. You know,
Okay.
video contents are the best. Second is picture. Have good pictures, banners about your product or your service. Then write a good sales letter attached to it. A
Okay.
good sales letter must be captivating, it must be interesting, and necessarily does not need to be long or too long. That's one. Have a good sales letter, have good content you want people to see. Secondly, is that understand your target, know your target audience. I mean, and have a good strategy you want to use to catch them. Thirdly, is that everything doesn't end with you running ads. It is turning these guys into buying customers, and most of us, we approach running ads as magic. You want people to see your ad now and buy now. It doesn't happen that way. So what you need to do is to up your game, focus on making people know you, like you, and trust you. After you achieve these things, they're going to buy from you eventually. So focus on making people like you, know you, and trust you with your ads. Then people will start buying from you. So don't be too. I mean, marketing is an investment; it's not an expense. Don't look at it from the angle that marketing is an expense. I spend this money on Facebook, it didn't work. But you spend thousands of naira on your office rent too. You're not complaining about that. You're spending thousands of naira per month on fueling, on lighting, on paying your staff, on production, on repairs. You're not complaining about that. You're complaining that you spend some money on Facebook and you're not selling. So all these things take time. Good things take time. Approach advertising as an investment because at least you don't lose out. You can lose out from renting, you can lose out from staffing, but from advertising, you never lose out because people will know you at least. They may not trust you yet, they may not buy from you yet, but they know you, they will recognize your brand when next they see it. And that is the ultimate goal of advertising, making people remember you when they need such a service. So approach Facebook or online advertising as an investment or market in general as an investment. I want people to know you, like you, and trust you.
Okay, thank you so much. And some of us we run ads once, and then we go and relax. And next time that we want to run the ads again, we go about creating another ad, and then we started running it. We forget those that would have seen our ad before. Instead of us to do retargeting, we won't do that. We just run normal plain ad. So retargeting is one of the best way to recoup your customer. That is what is retargeting. Retargeting are those ads that you sent out to those people who have seen your ads before, and it really makes sense. It makes sense. Okay, some people when they see your ad, it's not that they don't need it, but at that moment it's either they don't have money or they are not yet ready to make buying purchasing. So these people, you have